Trump is rejecting the future by pulling out of Paris Accord, says Obama. Ex-president voices fury at move by successor. President Obama was quick to react to President Trump's decision to pull out of the Paris Agreement Thursday afternoon. The nations that remain in the Paris Agreement will be the nations that reap the benefits in job and industries created, Obama said. I believe the United States of America should be at the front of the pack. But even in the absence of American leadership, even as this administration joins a small handful of nations that reject the future, I'm confident that our states, cities, and businesses will step up and do even more to lead the way, and help protect for future generations the one planet we got, he added. The former president was joined by celebrities and fellow politicians, including his former rival, the 2012 GOP nominee Mitt Romney, in condemnation of the decision, which Trump made Thursday from the White House Rose Garden. Affirmation of the Paris Agreement is not only about the climate, it is also about America remaining the global leader, Romney tweeted Wednesday evening as it looked more and more likely that Trump was going to pull out. After threatening Wednesday to quit the White House councils he serves on over a Paris exit, Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk tweeted Thursday that he was done with Trump. I'm departing presidential councils, he wrote. Climate change is real. Leaving Paris is not good for America or the world. Hours later, Disney CEO Bob Iger made the same announcement. As a matter of principle, I've resigned from the President's Council over the Paris Agreement withdrawal, Iger tweeted. Westworld actor Jeffrey Wright applauded Musk's decision, tweeting, "Quick poll, America. Who do you go to for insight on science, for example climate change / Paris Agreement? Elon Musk? A guy who scotch tapes his ties?" he wrote, posting side-by-side photos of Musk and Trump. Actor and climate activist Leonardo DiCaprio tweeted at the president midday Thursday saying, "I hope you make the moral decision today to protect future generations," he wrote, using the hashtags #Paris Agreement and #climate change. But at the White House Thursday Trump trumpeted the unfairness of the deal and said his decision to leave the accord was a campaign promise he wanted to make good on for his base. The Paris Agreement handicaps the United States economy in order to win praise from the very foreign capitals and global activists that have long sought to gain wealth at our country's expense, Trump said. They don't put America first. I do and I always will, he added. Republicans, especially those whose states represent coal companies, cheered what Trump had to say. This action by @Real Donald Trump is great news for the economy and could save as many as 6 million U.S. jobs, tweeted Kentucky Republican Senator Rand Paul. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, the other Kentucky Republican, agreed, calling the move a significant blow to Obama's war on coal. However, many leaders, especially Democrats, didn't find that to be the case. What President Trump did today by withdrawing from the Paris Climate Accord is an international disgrace, said Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, a former Democratic presidential hopeful. Trump alienates allies, walks away from Paris Agreement and sabotages health care, added Virginia Senator Tim Kaine, Hillary Clinton's running mate last fall. His presidency is all destruction and no accomplishments. Former Vice President Al Gore, whose Academy Award-winning climate change documentary An Inconvenient Truth, warned Americans for years of the dangers of global warming, wagged his finger at the decision, but also instilled a sense of hope. Removing the United States from the Paris Agreement is a reckless and indefensible action. It undermines America's standing in the world and threatens to damage humanity's ability to solve the climate crisis in time, Gore said in a statement. But make no mistake, if President Trump won't lead, the American people will, Gore continued. Civic leaders, mayors, governors, CEOs, investors and the majority of the business community will take up this challenge. We are in the middle of a clean energy revolution that no single person or group can stop, Gore added. President Trump's decision is profoundly in conflict with what the majority of Americans want from our president, but no matter what he does, we will ensure that our inevitable transition to a clean energy economy continues. Obama's Vice President, Joe Biden, had tweeted his support of the Paris Agreement Wednesday night. Climate change is an existential threat to our future. Staying in Paris Agreement is the best way to protect our children and global leadership, Biden said. On Thursday afternoon he added, "We're already feeling impacts of climate change. Exiting Paris Agreement imperils U.S. security and our ability to own the clean energy future." Senator Al Franken's three grandchildren, Joe, Jacob and Avery, were at the top of his mind when he argued that the U.S. should stay in. "I want my grandkids to know that when we face threat of climate change and had the chance to put Earth on a safer path, we didn't blow it," Franken tweeted. If at POTUS backs out of Paris Agreement, he's not simply ignoring scientific consensus, he's putting our children and grandchildren at risk. After the decision was announced, Franken took to Twitter again to call the decision a catastrophic mistake. "We don't have time to bury our heads in the sand," Franken said. Former Secretary of State John Kerry, who served under Obama, blasted Trump's choice too. "There is only one reason to instead make this choice, an ignorant, cynical appeal to an anti-science, special interest faction far outside the mainstream," Kerry said. "That is no basis for a decision that will affect billions of lives." Even President Obama's White House photographer chimed in. "Dear children, you got screwed today. Sorry, we messed up a few months ago." The adults, Pete Souza wrote. In his statement to constituents, California Governor Jerry Brown called the decision insane. "Donald Trump has absolutely chosen the wrong course. He's wrong on the facts. America's economy is boosted by following the Paris Agreement. He's wrong on the science. Totally wrong," Brown said. "California will resist this misguided and insane course of action. Trump is AWOL but California is on the field, ready for battle," Brown added. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said his state, along with California and Washington, was committed to reducing emissions 26 to 28% from the 2005 levels, what the U.S. had etched out in the deal. Lloyd Blankfein, the CEO of Goldman Sachs, used his first-ever tweet to diss the decision. "Today's decision is a setback for the environment and for the U.S.'s leadership position in the world. Paris Agreement," he wrote. Blankfein's tweet surprised the director of the National Economic Council Gary Cohn, who are arguing the White House's position from 1600 Pennsylvania's front lawn. "I didn't know," he tweeted. "First of all, that's interesting news," said Cohn, who formerly served as Blankfein's number 2. Hollywood was none too pleased with the news, with DiCaprio dashing off a follow-up tweet. "Today, our planet suffered. It's more important than ever to take action," the Titanic star tweeted. Star Trek alum George Takei made a crude sex joke about the president. "Trump is having the U.S. pull out of the Paris Climate Accord," Takei tweeted. "Too bad someone didn't tell his father that he should have pulled out, too." The Sierra Club's tweet simply said, "Congratulations President Bannon." German news weekly Der Spiegel tweeted out its cover illustration featuring a giant Trump head gobbling up the Earth. "America first. Earth last." It blasted. Astronaut Scott Kelly posted a photo he took of the planet from the International Space Station to make his point. "Withdrawing from the Paris Agreement will be devastating to our planet," Kelly tweeted. "Paris and Pittsburgh share the same environment after all." At the White House, Trump had told the crowd, "I was elected to represent the citizens of Pittsburgh, not Paris." The city of Pittsburgh voted for Hillary Clinton. Sitting on 3 major rivers, it's also prone to floods. "As the mayor of Pittsburgh, I can assure you that we will follow the guidelines of the Paris Agreement for our people, our economy and future," promised Pittsburgh Mayor Bill Peduto in a tweet Thursday.